Deus Ex is a classic action role-playing game set in a dystopian cyberpunk future that struck chords with gamers for its blending of conspiracy theories, technology, and politics. Released on the PC in the year 2000, it quickly became one of the most influential video games of its time as an immersive sim with a thought-provoking narrative. Set in the year 2052, it portrays a society deeply divided by technological advancements and shadowy conspiracies. This game really blew my mind the first time I played it, and it's remarkable how many of its themes and predictions resonate with the state of the world in 2025. This game is unique since it makes you as the player confront issues like widespread government surveillance, the rise of powerful multinational corporations, and ethical dilemmas surrounding human augmentation. So put on your tinfoil hat and join me in this retro gaming boss look back at the original Deus Ex as we answer the question if it accurately predicted the future world of 2025. Before we dive into it, I'd like to invite you to subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is always here for a quick retro gaming break whenever you need it. I appreciate your support since it's the only way that YouTube will highlight my videos. Deus Ex portrays a society where surveillance is omnipresent and privacy is a scarce commodity. The game takes place in a world where governments and corporations monitor individuals at every turn, using surveillance technology to control and manipulate the population. Major plotline revolves around the government program, which has the capability to control citizens through invasive technologies like brain implants, nanotechnology, and a vast surveillance infrastructure. Characters in the game frequently discuss the implications of living in such a controlled world, where personal freedom is traded for safety and stability. Fast forward to 2025, and surveillance has become a central issue in modern-day societies. The rise of ubiquitous technologies like facial recognition, artificial intelligence, and the constant tracking of individuals via smartphones and social media platforms has led to a widespread concern over privacy. Government agencies and tech giants hold vast amounts of data on individuals, often with little real oversight. The debate over the balance between security and personal freedom is just as relevant today as it was in Deus Ex. The game's portrayal of a society under constant surveillance has, unfortunately, become a reality that we grapple with in 2025.
Some people just don't understand the dangers of indiscriminate surveillance.
Another key prediction in Deus Ex was the increasing power of multinational corporations and their ability to shape global events. In the game, powerful entities like UNATCO, the United Nations Anti-Terrorist Coalition, and the global pharmaceutical company VersaLife wield more influence than many sovereign governments, controlling both the economy and flow of information.
12.
Good. I was afraid you were going to tell me about the Illuminati.
They were once part of the Illuminati, but they rebelled.
Oh, I see.
The game paints a picture of a world where corporations, rather than elected governments, dictate the policies that affect people's lives. In the game's story, VersaLife is a prominent global megacorporation that plays a significant role in the overall plot. It's involved in several secretive, high-tech projects related to nanotechnology and human augmentation. The company is known for creating highly advanced and potentially dangerous biotechnology. VersaLife's actions have far-reaching consequences throughout the story, especially concerning human experimentation and the development of the Grey Death virus, a deadly biological weapon. But I don't think I can talk about the real-world version of this here on YouTube. Today, in 2025, corporate power has grown immensely, with big tech and big pharma companies holding unprecedented influence over both the global economy and daily life.
Single fact to back that up.
Number one, in 1945, corporations paid 50% of federal taxes. Now they pay about 5%. Number two, in 1900, 90% of Americans were self-employed. Now it's about 2%.
So?
It's called consolidation. Strengthen governments and corporations, weaken individuals. With taxes, this can be done imperceptibly over time.
The chief finally let us.
I guarantee you that the interrogation staff at UNATCO will not be as forbearing as I am.
Yeah, the secret police. You're just bullies for a completely illegitimate government in Washington.
We will locate that shipment one way or another.
The entire executive branch is handpicked. 19 of the last 23 U.S. presidents have been members of the Trilateral Commission. The Trilateral Commission is financed by the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds. Don't tell me.
That's a think tank. Anyone can become a member.
But not everyone does. That's why they call it the secret government.
Many of these corporations have amassed wealth that rivals that of entire nations, and they influence politics, media, and the economy in ways that would have been unthinkable a few decades ago.
The wealthy have always been the ones to profit from one world government. The United Nations' secret goal... Well, this is David Rockefeller's description from a half a century ago. The supranational sovereignty of an intellectual elite and world bankers.
The concept of corporate oligarchies, where companies shape policy and control public discourse, is a reality that mirrors the dystopian vision of Deus Ex. Issues like data privacy, monopolistic behavior, and the influence of tech giants over elections have become major concerns in the real world, and the game's depiction of corporate dominance is increasingly relevant.
The UN was founded not to end war, but to gradually dissolve national governments and replace them with a globalist meritocracy. Average people never benefit from government and business on a scale they can't even understand.
The theme of human augmentation is another central aspect of Deus Ex and one of its most chilling predictions about the future. In the game, nanotechnology and mechanical implants are used to enhance human abilities, leading to a world where the wealthy and powerful can afford to augment their bodies to superhuman levels, creating a stark divide between the augmented and unaugmented. This division drives much of the game's plot, as various factions such as the Illuminati and the resistance group NSF clash over how to handle the ethics of human enhancement. The idea of human augmentation, once confined to science fiction, is now a topic of serious debate in 2025. Advances in biotechnology, genetic engineering, and neurotechnology have opened the door to possibilities once thought impossible. Companies like Elon Musk's Neuralink are actively working on brain-computer interfaces, while CRISPR gene editing technology holds the potential for altering human DNA. These advancements raise profound ethical questions about inequality, consent, and the nature of what it means to be human. Much like in Deus Ex, there are growing concerns that only the wealthy will have access to these technologies, exacerbating social divides and creating a post-human class that could further marginalize the disadvantaged.
Need I remind you that in the case of a national emergency, FEMA has a list of 6 million Americans who will be transported to detention centers? Your tabloids call it RX-84.
Yeah, including the President, Congress, and the Supreme Court.
In my position, I find it very easy to add names to that list.
Go to hell.
The game's exploration of these issues, including the ethical dilemmas surrounding augmentation, feels a bit too familiar today as debates over gene editing and human enhancement continue to unfold.
Come on in. The retinal scanner can read blood vessel patterns right through your sunglasses.
A final key element of Deus Ex is its depiction of a society in which trust in institutions, governments, corporations, and the media has eroded to the point of near collapse. The game presents a world where conspiracies are everywhere, and characters constantly question the motivations of the organizations they're aligned with. The notion that powerful groups are hiding the truth from the public is a constant theme, creating a deep sense of distrust in authority. In the year 2025, the decline of the trust in institutions is sadly a widespread issue. From growing skepticism about the effectiveness and honesty of governments to the rise of misinformation and fake news, public confidence in traditional sources of authority has been severely undermined.
Go in like the U.S. Marshals. We lose the vaccine, I'm sending your butt to the mayor to explain why he and his 3 daughters won't get their pills this month.
Yes, sir.
So in the final analysis, Deus Ex is a game that offers a bold and unnervingly accurate vision of the future, far ahead of its time. The game's predictions about the future were not so much prophecies as they were warnings, urging players to reflect on the direction in which society might be heading. As we move further into a world dominated by technology, corporations, and questions about personal freedoms and ethics, Deus Ex remains a timeless reflection on the potential consequences of unchecked power, and it continues to serve as a thought-provoking commentary on the world we inhabit today.
I still much to be done. Many a living darkness that must be shown away. For it is the coming of a new day.
But that's just what I think. What other themes or conspiracies did you notice in this masterpiece? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed the video, and if you're new here, I'd like to welcome you to the channel and invite you to subscribe for more feel-good retro gaming content. Alright everyone, this is the Retro Gaming Boss signing out, reminding you to keep your games old school and keep that tinfoil hat on nice and tight. I really appreciate you watching, and I'll see you on the next one.
By the way, Denton, stay out of the ladies' restroom. That kind of activity embarrasses the agency more than it does you.